This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan. With your host, Bradley Summers. And get the latest from Alpena Community College with ACC President Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Bradley Summers, and today our first guest is Patrick Harity with the Community Foundation for Northeast Michigan. Hey, Patrick.
Hey, Brad.
How are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you.
So you brought a guest.
I did. Yes, I brought Grant the Golden Goose. Yes, I did. He likes to get out and about town, and he never turns down a media appearance.
And he's been with the Besser Museum now for the last year.
Yep, he just finished up his residency with them, so we bring him home for a couple of weeks, and he's getting excited to find out where his next residency will be.
Well, I've got one idea, but I won't say it publicly.
Yeah,
but
yes.
But so the reason why Grant is here today, and not only the only reason that you're here today too, is not only to talk about the Community Foundation, but talk about the big event that's coming up on November 28th, which is Giving Tuesday in our community. This year there are 62 local charities throughout 9 counties.
That's correct.
That are taking place. And tell us a little bit about the funds that have been raised in the past since 2015. And the big impact that this has on rural communities like ours and other surrounding communities.
So Community Foundation for Northeast Michigan, we serve 9 counties throughout Northeast Michigan. And so several years ago, we realized that we had some infrastructure at the Community Foundation that could lend itself to an event of this type. And so Barb France, Katie Wolf, and the team there at the foundation began Giving Tuesday. And the first year, the community was getting used to it. I think it raised somewhere around $30,000, Brad. And then each year we've seen that number kind of grow or be within a range of each other. Last year in the 24-hour period, we brought in around $314,000. If we take a look at aggregate numbers since the inception, it's about $1.4 million. And so certainly an important vehicle to support nonprofits throughout the region and their projects.
And you representing the Community Foundation and your team are such a trusted partner in this community and collaborate with so many places like the Boys and Girls Club or the museum and so many other entities. And that's important for donors because they want to give to people and to organizations, especially nonprofits. And you creating that avenue with the foundation to be able to have that trusted, resource is important.
We will. We're going to celebrate our 50 years next year, July the 3rd, and so we've been able to have great staff, great board, and we've been able to demonstrate great stewardship of community assets, and so we do hold that trusted place, and that's important to us. We're honored by having that trust. And so what's great about this day is that every penny that's given by any donor will make its way into that nonprofit's hands. The Community Foundation is able to host this event without any cost to the participating nonprofits. Pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And and just on that, the trusted stewardship and bringing in those the funding for the community that through the grants that you also that the Community Foundation bestows upon the community as well. But you have over 500 charitable funds at your organization.
And for me, I mean, we really have 500 unique stories that are around individuals and organizations' love of community, right? So it's powerful to see those stories and to be a part of those stories and to be able to carry those on in perpetuity. That's why we exist.
And of those 62 local charities that are represented in the Giving Tuesday event, 2 of them are particularly associated with the Community Foundation, which would be the Community Impact Grant and the Women's Giving Circle.
You bet. So we do have we do have a couple of ways that you can connect to the Community Foundation through this giving event. So the Community Impact Grants, that's funds that we have that we put out into the community when nonprofits, churches, schools, local units of government. They come to us for programs and projects, and then we have a committee that looks at those and is able to make grants to them. And so it's an important fund to help us address not only the current needs of today, but that fund can be used as needs change. And then similar to that is our Women's Giving Circle Fund, which just went over $1 million in assets this year.
Awesome.
With gifts coming into it. And so they make grants in July around projects and issues and topics that are important to women. So those are two funds that we hold that will be part of Giving Tuesday.
Maybe on the next time I have you on when you're on the show, we could talk about just the individual impact that those grants have also had on this community, not only just Alpena, but the other 8 communities that are around in counties, because every year there is a lot of people that apply for these funds, and it's hard to say no. And you guys, you all and your team are not saying no, and you're sustaining and helping so many vital aspects of our community.
That's our role, right? To address the current and future needs of our communities. But Brad, we never have enough money to fully fund all of the requests that come our way. So that's why we want to draw some attention to these funds. We also want to try and build them up over time because there's more needs than we have resources.
Well, you know, and with the infrastructure and the way that you know, nonprofits in our community operate, it's hard always to find those resources for resource development. And you know, this event, the Giving Tuesday, and having grant be bestowed upon the most charitable organization during the event, it helps smaller organizations be able to have that exposure in the community and utilize the relationships that you've built and that the foundation has to draw more attention.
But you know, I mean, looking from the inside out, it's just incredible to see the work that these nonprofits are putting in to promote not only their project and program, but there's a lot of cross-promotion that happens as well. And I know we have donors that come into Giving Tuesday and they think, all right, this is my organization, but they can't pass the 2, 3, or 4 others, you know, before they get to that one. So it's just great to see everybody working together around this day for the betterment of our community through the various lives and things that each nonprofit touches.
Well, I commend you and what you're doing and working with your team to provide these resources to our community. And you know, I'm excited, you know, on that when the 62 organizations will be eagerly waiting for the results, which take place what, two days after?
So I would have to look at my notes on that, but I think it is
December 6th.
It's on the 6th.
It's on the 6th.
At 11 o'clock. It's going to be a live event. Not only will we reveal how the event went and who ultimately will win or take grant for residency, but we've got a surprise announcement that day that I hope everyone has a chance just to tune into and see. And so if you want to reach out to us at any time, cfnem.org. You can always call us, 989-354-6881. Got to get those two things in. On Giving Tuesday or on any other day of the year.
Awesome. Well, Patrick, thank you, my friend, for being on the show.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Good luck with everything, and I can't wait to hear what the results are.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, good luck to you as well.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, man.
And thank you for joining us in the first segment. Stay tuned after the break for Catherine Oak from the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena. Welcome back, everyone. Our next guest is Catherine Oak from the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena. Hi, Kat.
Hey, Brad. Long time no see.
Long time no see. And some of you all don't know out there that Kat and I get to work with each other every day, so she has to put up with me. And I am blessed to be able to work with somebody that brings such amazing leadership to the young people of our community and really, really, really goes above and beyond to help these kids find resources that they may not even know that they have. It's pretty emotional, pretty fun, and it's pretty incredible to be able to work alongside you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll just build you up this morning. So I know this time of year is really very busy with a lot of different initiatives and a lot of resources being provided to families. One of the things that I know you wanted to touch on today was the Holiday Help Program.
Yeah, so during the holidays, we know that some of our kids don't have all of the resources to have as a happy holiday, if you will, as others. So we try and help bring them into the club, have a family through our Thanksgiving dinner, which we just had this past week. And we saw over 200 people come through and have a Thanksgiving meal together with their own family and with all of our staff and our volunteers as well. So it was an amazing opportunity to get them all under the same roof and have a amazing meal just together.
Yeah, Charlie did a great job.
Yes, she did. We're so lucky to have her.
You know, what is really neat is, you know, over the past few years under your guidance and leadership within the organization is that there's been so much more engagement with parents. And talk a little bit about why it's so important not only to just serve the kids, of course, which is our mission, but why is it so important to serve the parents of our community?
So I think that it's so important because we become to create a support system for our youth and the youth of our community. So by having, you know, conversations with their parents and guardians, whether it be their grandparent who's taking care of them or another entity that helps guide them, we create a well-rounded support system which helps them become, you know, young adults and build them up and know that they have a team that's behind them and will help them reach all of their goals. So,
you know, and it's such a, you know, a testament to you and the team that it's not just so much about the, I mean, a lot of it is the social interaction between young people, but, you know, it's an interaction between the parents, the kids, and bringing them into an environment where they're not only just, it's not only just a pool stick in their hand and they're shooting pool, but they're actually having programs and doing things like workforce readiness and learning culinary arts and bringing partners into the organization to teach these kids that, you know, a lot of things that they might not understand are attainable are actually very attainable.
Yeah, I mean, what it does in our programs just build a sense of community within our community and allows for them to have, you know, a connection anywhere they go, whether they're inside our building, whether they're out at school, whether they're at the grocery store. They have a connection with many different partners that we try and get them included in participating in other programs throughout our community, because there's so much to offer in this community, and a lot of times they just don't know that it's even possible. But if we can make the impossible possible for every youth that comes through our doors, it just makes our community and the future of our community a better place.
Right? Yeah. Empowering young decision makers to doing good things.
Absolutely.
Pretty incredible.
Yeah. So with that, we're gearing up to help throughout the rest of our holidays. So the end of the year, you know, we have Christmas, and a lot of times we try and help the families, those who need us most, as part of our mission, and providing them with resources, whether that's a holiday meal, whether that's, you know, presents under the tree, or just any other resources that they might need to get through the holiday season, because sometimes that holiday season is a stressful time for a lot of our families.
You know, and I've noticed too, you know, working with the organization as well, that sometimes we have families that kind of fly under the radar that might not be on, you know, some of the other wish lists that are in the community, or parents that are just too proud, you know, to say that they need help. And I know you and Emmy and the team are effectively able to do this because of that relationship and that rapport that you build with the families, and how comfortable you make other individuals in this community feel when they're asking for resources. And talk a little bit about how important that aspect is to bring that element into the organization.
You know, I think that it's just another opportunity to create that sense of community and give them that hand up, you know, like give them a stepping stone, give them a way to make it to the next part of their life, whether that is food, whether that is clothes, whether that is presents, because they just can't make it this time. And I think that it's just making sure that they know that we're there for them, whether we're helping them in that way or we're talking to them at the door when their youth are in our building. And I think just building that bridge and always having an open line of communication is what really helps drive that relationship.
So, and with all those wonderful things that are being said and being done at the organization, how is attendance looking?
So our attendance is booming, if you will. We have seen such an increase. We are serving around 170 kids each day. They walk in our doors happy and excited, and sometimes rambunctious, if you will, but you know, they're just excited to be there and participate in all the cool programs and opportunities that we have inside the Boys and Girls Club. And we're so excited. We're seeing between 40 and 70 teens each day, and that's just a testament of what we have going on, because they want to be there. You know, they don't have to. They could go home after school and, you know, play video games or hang out with friends in a different space, but they choose to come and participate in what we have going on. So that's amazing.
You know, and I know that the kids don't come for just the specific programmings in general. They come because of the relationships they build with the mentors, the volunteers, and especially the staff. And that is so important.
Yes, it's very important. And, you know, I think that the mentorship that all of us provide, again, that's their support system. They know they can rely on us, and they depend on our smiling faces to get them through the rest of their day.
And with just the few seconds that we really have left here, it's crazy how fast these segments go, but the Giving Tuesday, I know you and the team have been working really hard. We just had Patrick on the first segment. Talking about, you know, how impactful it is with the community. Talk a little bit about how impactful it is for just the Boys and Girls Club to have and be part of this kind of a initiative in our community.
You know, so we're so thankful that the Community Foundation of Northeast Michigan offers this amazing program for Giving Tuesday and allows nonprofits to be a part of it, because it allows for us to share all of the wonderful things that all of our nonprofits are doing, and specifically at the Boys and Girls Club, we're able to just brag about what the kids are doing and the successes that they have, and the ability that they can go even further with just a little extra help from our community. And the Giving Tuesday initiative is just vital to our programs, because we're able to, you know, enhance our programs so that we can help those youth reach their full potential.
Oh, well, Kat, keep up the good work, my friend.
Yes.
Look forward to seeing you tomorrow at work.
I won't be there. It's things.
No, it's Sunday, Monday.
Good thing we're over.
But and thank you all for joining us today as we continue to learn about the world of nonprofits around us. Please take time to look at the Giving Tuesday coming up on November 28th. And if you would like your show highlighted, please contact Brad, me, at btsummers@gmail.com, or call the TV station to schedule a time to come on. I wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving, and enjoy time with your family and loved ones.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College. Pleased to have as our guest this morning Jay Walterite, Director of Public Information and Marketing. Wears many hats at the college. Secretary to the Board of Trustees. That's a very important hat. They all are.
Wonderful group.
Yeah. And recently, you completed and presented to the board the annual report, which is really a very attractive, comprehensive document that comes out of your shop and your keyboard. So explain to the viewers a little bit what it is and why you do it.
Well, the annual report, different institutions use it in different ways. I've developed it editorially to tell the story of the college and the work that we've done in the previous year. I like to say that all of our employees are very dedicated and focused on serving the students and moving forward, and that takes a lot of planning and preparation, and all of that is wonderful, but that also kind of interferes with being able to celebrate the successes we've had in the previous year. So when I sit down to my keyboard and start thinking about the previous year and what was significant, it's a very enjoyable time for me, because I get to relive our successes, think about the people who've worked so hard, and think about the success stories of our students, which are very heartwarming for me as an employee, but also very significant to them, of course, and to our community. The college is very focused on providing good employees and good citizens for our community, and I think we do that. So collecting that evidence and portraying it for people to see is one of my joys. We had a lot of great stories in the past year. So once again, the publication was 28 pages. It's grown over the years, but we've had a number of significant developments over the past year that will affect us positively in the future. The first thing I would mention would be the cooperative agreement we have with Saginaw Valley State University.
That's on your cover.
Yep, that's the cover. That was a wonderful event in a number of different ways. Our viewers may not remember this or have heard about this, but ACC now has a cooperative agreement with Saginaw Valley to offer a Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree through ACC and SVSU. And
Correct.
This is a wonderful program that I know you and others worked very hard to secure through the state. A lot of things going on behind the scenes with the state, but we were able to make this agreement, and now our nursing students have a clear pathway to a bachelor's degree, which is very important to them for their employment purposes. There's also some money involved from the state, which will help the college flesh out our lab spaces and our other program elements that will help keep it a state-of-the-art program. Some of that money is also to be used for our Oscoda campus.
Yes, indeed.
Which has also seen great growth in a number of healthcare programs, which is very significant for that area. And we're very proud of that. And there's still work going on.
Yeah, there's, you know how it is. You open one door and you get into almost like another hallway of opportunity. And so there's some doors along that new hallway that we didn't really know about that are potentially available to us. And your photo, I thought, was wonderful. In part, it was a very it's a nice look on the document, on the annual report. But it was also in Fitzpatrick Hall.
Yes.
It's kind of the first event that we had in there.
That's right. That made it also well, significant in a little different way, in that we were very proud of that new facility and the technology there, which was pretty dazzling.
Yeah.
And intimidating to learn how to use.
Yeah.
Since you mentioned the photo on the cover of the annual report, I have to give credit where credit is due. That was taken by somebody else at the college that we've worked with on a number of occasions, which I really appreciate. You know, one of the things I try to do is thank all the contributors, because without the contributors, I wouldn't be able to do what I do, or if I did, it would be very poor.
Well, not so much, but I appreciate the sentiment, and it's true. Yeah.
So there are a lot of people who participated in that event that made it all happen, and I have to be appreciative to them for their work, because it all goes towards making the college look a little better, helps us communicate our value to the community and all the good things that we're doing. So,
absolutely, well put. And what were some of the other highlights? We got about 2 minutes left.
Let's see, we did a lot of interesting and innovative activity in our workforce development area. People might have heard of the college's Utility Arborist program, which is a non-credit program that was developed based on input from community members and business owners. There are a lot of openings for those types of jobs, both in our community but in the state. And there's a lot of focus on the state level on grid resilience.
Yeah,
did I
well
say
put.
that correctly?
You did say it. That's exactly true. That is the theory of keeping power lines free of trees and other debris that during storms create power outages.
That's something that we're very familiar with.
Yeah.
And it has also become very important to others in the state after a recent spate of storms that kept people from having power for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. You had mentioned athletics too.
Yes. Yes, I've had the pleasure of working with our new athletic director, Alan Telgenhoff, who has been extremely active and also resilient in learning the ACC ways and working through those things. But he has a wonderful vision for the athletics program, and he's doing a lot of things out in the community and organizing the programs internally. I know he's working on a new program, eSports, which we're hoping to get rolling in the near future. And he's also the assistant baseball coach. So like most people at the college, he wears a lot of different hats and contributes in a number of ways.
Yeah, you captured so many areas of the college. or the report did, and your work to develop the report. It is just a very attractive, accurate, well-written. Photos are great. There's data about the college, about enrollment, about the finances, historical stuff. It's just chock full, 28 pages of good stuff. So I want to thank you for that. I know it's a lot of work. It's a great representation of the college.
Thank you.
I use it in Lansing all the time. So thank you, Jay.
You're welcome.
And thank you folks for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your hosts Bradley Summers and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at WBKB11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production. All rights reserved.